Everyone, it's Brendan here. It's been a while since the last video, but today we're finally going to be talking about the topic which everybody has been eagerly waiting for, and that is investing. This is something that most people don't do because it is a very heavy topic, it involves money and can be super confusing. All that combined together is a huge amount of uncertainty, which is enough inertia for people to not get started. In this video, I'll do my best to break this beast down so that you have a better understanding and appreciation of what investing is all about. Just a disclaimer that, what are you doing? You're having too much fun with the wires, Fireball. You protest? I should protest that you're playing my wires. Just a disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor and you should do your own due diligence before making any investing decisions, or you can seek your financial advisor. This is purely for entertainment purposes. And before we get into this video, if you could help hit that like button down below, it'll help this channel out greatly by having the almighty YouTube algorithm on our side spreading more good content. I'll also be donating a cent for every 2 likes to 1 tree planted. Appreciate the support for this channel and the trees of this world. Now let's jump straight into this video. First off, what exactly is investing? To explain this with terrible but sufficient illustrations, meet Bob. Bob is just like you and me, living his own life when he stumbles upon this awesome chicken rice restaurant with a super long queue. Being the curious cat he is, he does a Google search of the restaurant and realizes that it's a super successful restaurant. There are 10 outlets across the country and has a staggering 5 out of 7 on Google reviews. Bob thinks this is an excellent company to invest into and decides to buy 1% of the chicken rice restaurant with $100 he has lying around. 20 years down the road, the restaurant has expanded from 10 outlets to 100 outlets and is generating 10 times more revenue. The value of Bob's 1% stake in the restaurant has also grown to $1,000. The restaurant owners are happy, the people eating chicken rice are happy, Bob is happy, and everyone is happy. So that's what investing is actually all about. It's as simple as putting money into companies that you understand and trust. Companies then use that money to grow, and in the long run, as the company grows, your money grows as well. Now, why is investing so important? It is because you want to have the ability to multiply your money. Legendary investor Warren Buffett states that if you don't find a way to make your money work while you sleep, you will work until you die. That sounds really ominous, but that's kind of like the truth, right? For most of us, we have a 9 to 5 job and we're bound by the limitations of 24-hour days. When we draw a salary, that is addition, which is basically adding to your wealth. With investing, we're talking about multiplication. You're multiplying your money by getting your money to work for you. By investing, you are utilizing each company's 9 to 5 to earn money without even having to lift a finger. With that, you're having the 8th wonder of the world on your side, which is compound interest. For example, if you invest $1,000 every year for 30 years with an annual interest rate of 10%, your $30,000 would have grown a mind-boggling 600% to $180,000. With compound interest on your side, you can send your kids to college, and when you've reached your advanced years, you won't put a financial burden on the next generation. So in order to reap the full benefits of investing and compound interest, we got to recognize that we never want to interrupt the compounding train. You don't want to make short-term decisions or have unexpected events derail your long-term goals. Make sure that you have the following in place before you begin your investing journey. Firstly, don't have bad debt. When I say bad debt, I'm talking about student loans, credit card interest, which is in the 10%, 20% range, which is an exorbitant amount of interest. Clear those first before you begin investing. Number 2, make sure you have sufficient insurance coverage. In the event that you're unable to draw a salary due to hospitalization or unexpected events, you want to have the insurance to cover you so that your dependents won't have to suffer. The third thing is emergency funds and short-term funds. We've talked about this before, but basically you want to have sufficient funds set aside for the near future. And the last point, which is the most important point, is get your mindset right. Investing is a long-term activity. It isn't something where you put in $1,000 and then you take it out after a few months. Neither should it be something where you get a $100 return, which is 20%. That's pretty good, but you complain that that's such a measly amount. Investing is not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you've seen people on social media make millions of dollars over a short period of time, do yourself a favor and don't compare yourself to them or have FOMO. These people who are successful have either done their due diligence, worked really hard to find the next big thing, or they were gambling and were lucky to come out on top. Kudos to them, and we all want to be in their shoes, but realistically, they are the minority. We shouldn't think that this is the best way or the only way to make riches. You could be one of them, but you have to stomach a huge amount of risk to take the path less traveled, or you could do what the collective wisdom of past has done and invest soundly. When you've gotten all this in place, let's next understand what are the different levels of investing. So over time, I've come up with these 4 levels. Each level varies in the amount of calculated risk you take, the effort required to manage your portfolio, and ultimately, the returns. The first level is no investing. This is basically the only level you don't want to be a part of because there's no upside and a whole lot of downside through inflation and missing out on multiplication. So because none of us are going to be part of that level, let's move on to the second one, which is robo-advisors. Examples include Syfe, Stashaway, AutoWealth, and Endow Us. These are digital platforms where you put in certain data points such as your risk appetite, your financial goals, and through an algorithm, they will calculate and make a portfolio for you. They're convenient, inexpensive, and you don't have to have a large capital to start off with. They're proven to have decent returns, but the downside is that you're at the mercy of algorithms and you don't really have the flexibility to kind of rebalance your portfolio. Some people will appreciate this hands-off method, but others may prefer to have a little bit more control. If you're looking to start investing straight away with small capital, don't have time to do research and don't intend to do so, then this fire and forget investment style using robo-advisors is for you. Let's move on to the next level, and we're entering this place called the DIY zone. The third level is DIY investing into ETFs or index funds. Examples of ETFs are VU, SPY, and SPK, while examples of index funds are VFINX, SPX, and FXX. I won't be talking about the differences between ETFs and index funds, but the main idea is that you're putting money into a basket of companies across multiple industries. This means that you automatically diversify your investment by owning a piece of different companies. If one sector does well, you take a small percentage of that upside, and similarly, if one sector tanks, you won't take the full brunt of it and won't lose a whole lot of money. It's quite similar to robo-advisors in a sense where it's for the risk averse and it's for those who don't want to be glued to the stock market. But the difference is that since you are doing it yourself and investing into an ETF, you would have to research which ETF to put your money into. You will also need to sign up for a brokerage account to make the purchases yourself, whereas a robo-advisor will kind of handle all of that for you. This method is generally less expensive because you're doing it DIY, and you have the flexibility to allocate or reallocate money as and when you want to. If you like more control over your investments and are generally aiming to increase your investing knowledge, then investing into ETFs and index funds are for you. And lastly, we have level 4, which is the DIY individual stock picks. In this level, you are creating your portfolio from scratch by cherry picking stocks. Similar to the previous level, since it's DIY, you will also need to sign up for a brokerage account to make these purchases. For example, your portfolio could be made up of Apple and Amazon from the tech sector, Disney and Netflix from the movies and entertainment industry, and Tesla and NIO from the automotive sector. This level gives you the greatest amount of flexibility to customize your own portfolio. You're generally going to have greater degrees of your returns and losses as you're putting your eggs into specific stocks as compared to a highly diversified and risk-managed portfolio. This level requires the highest level of effort to study company financial statements, use valuation techniques to prospect a company's growth, and for some even drawing graphs and lines. Investing into individual stock picks are for you if you want to manage and customize your own portfolio and you want to become a learned investor to maximize the benefits of making your money work for you. To sum this up, let's use an analogy. There are some people who don't eat fruits. They are missing out on the health benefits and that juicy goodness. This is the no investing level. Next, you have people who pay money for a fruit subscription service that delivers curated cut fruits to their doorstep for immediate consumption. This is the robo-advisor level. Next up, there are other people who personally go down to the supermarket to buy assorted cut fruits. There's a good mix of fruits in there, where if let's say the apple slice is not sweet, the others might still be sweet. And if the mango slice is sweet, the others might not be as good. This is the DIY invest into ETFs or index funds level. For the last group of people, they will go down to the supermarket to pick a select and limited variety of whole fruits. If their whole watermelon is bad, you will probably only, let's say, have 1 to 2 other fruits to kind of save the day. But if the watermelon is good, then you've hit jackpot. This is the DIY individual stock pick level. Hopefully this helps to explain the different investing options to cater to different people. Whatever you do, just don't stay at level 1 by not investing. You also don't have to be exclusively just in one level. You can be in multiple levels at the same time. For example, personally, I use a robo-advisor called Syfe to manage a portfolio related to real estate stocks. This is because I don't have time to do my due diligence and research on the intricacies of the real estate market. So, I'm at level 2 for real estate stocks. For US stocks, I'm at level 4 because I'm picking my own stocks and managing my own portfolio. I'm interested in studying that market and willing to put in more time and effort so as to maximize my returns. Comment down below which level you're at, or if you're starting out, which level you're aiming for. And with that said, thank you for sticking to the end of this video. Remember, a cent for every 2 likes donated to 1 tree planted. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell for more good content. With that said, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.